What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are on the back end of my 100-year-old home. If you're new here, my name is Matt Pinella with Matt Bangs Wood, and I spent $80,000 buying this place to where I could show you guys, the audience at home. You don't have to go into a $500,000 or $1 million starter home. Delayed gratification seems to be a thing of the past, and I think that nowadays it seems like people want things now, and I get it. But I'm here to show you guys that with a little bit of cash, buying the worst house on the block and not being afraid to get dirty, you could turn this house into something nice. So with that said, today we're on the back end of the home. We're gonna change this whole back area. We're also gonna investigate a little bit under the house to see what we're dealing with. If you watched the last video, I was sick the whole day, and unfortunately today is really no different. I do not feel good. So we're gonna do our best today. It's warm outside, it's hot in here. We're gonna push through. Make the best of a bad situation, because at the end of the day, my wife, my kids, my dog, everything that I care about is many, many hours away. So sitting in bed all day is not gonna do any good. Sometimes you gotta push through. This house looks nothing like it did when I bought it. It's crazy. I mean, that was ultimately the plan, was to make it unrecognizable, but it's weird actually seeing it happen. So now none of this is really, I mean, it is load bearing, don't get me wrong, it is. But there's not a whole lot of weight that's being carried. So I'm comfortable cutting it apart. Why so dramatic? So this will be the end of my kitchen right here. And instead of having this wing wall that sticks out to support all this, I'm gonna pocket the header back into the wall over here. That's gonna allow me to finish this wall out as a corner, as opposed to having this pop out, which will be really nice. It'll look 10 times better. This has blown my mind since I started on this project. The accuracy that they had for being 100 years old, or I'd say probably 50, 60, considering it was renovated at some point. But how long is this thing? This thing's been standing in this spot since before I was born. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go off of this. I'm just gonna add another king stud to it, double it up, and then I'll put 2 trimmers, and then we'll pocket this all the way over and do the same thing right off of that one. Now the ceiling joists on the backside are nailed directly into this, and it's kind of holding them up right now. So I can't exactly eliminate this entirely. It's sort of holding the roof together right now. It might come down right now, who knows? Ouch, that was aggressive. Oh. See, that's what I didn't want to happen. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I'm about to take down every single joist on the back side of this house. They're all getting redone anyways, so it doesn't really matter. All right, it is what it is. Well, that made that process interesting. I'm redoing all the joists back here anyways because half of them are cracked, some of them are rotten. I started taking them out over here. I just wasn't planning on doing that. But the cool part is that allows me to get in here and take out this roof system that's above it. I wanted to do that anyways. So taking out the joist was an absolute must. I told you guys that I couldn't sleep at night knowing that that existing roof right up here was left in there. I'm not kidding. The idea of hiding a roof inside of a house and then going over the top of it is just a no-go for me. You ever seen people build like a California, like an overframe, and they do it right on top of the old roofing? That too. Couldn't sleep at night. Now I'm gonna pull a number overall. We'll get our header cut. 104 1/4. So now that's 7 1/8 up top. And that's gonna allow me to get that header in. I'm thinking about piecing it, but at the same time, I think I can get it. So I'm seeing a slight sag in the roof right now, and it's just because there is some weight up there. It's not a lot, but it is something. I'm gonna go ahead and try to put this one in, because if I can get this one in, that means I can get the others in with ease. This will be the hard one. I'm gonna have to get like a push stick. I'm gonna have to cut another stud essentially. Or maybe, will you hold yourself? Good. I have a better idea. I really worry this thing's gonna fall right on my head. Get out of there. What are you doing? This is my plan. What that just did was corrected the sag that was in the plates due to weight pushing down from the roof up above. Now that that one's in place, I can put a little piece of plywood up there, sandwich the other one behind it, screw it all together. We're good to go. But now you guys get an idea of what we were doing here, right? We were opening this up. And the cool part is it looks like the joists are actually gonna land right at the bottom of that. What I'll be doing is creating a faux beam that wraps up and under, and that's gonna give me the appearance that I have throughout the rest of the kitchen and the living room. So we'll have beams scattered evenly all the way through the building. This will be the last one right here. It'll wrap up and under. And while the ceiling does drop to about 7'3", I don't exactly hate it. I think of it this way, would I rather have the house without the back portion on it, which would mean I wouldn't get a dining room and I wouldn't get a pantry and a laundry. So to me, it's a win. In a perfect world, this should go up really easy. This world is far from perfect though, so I will not hold my breath. Let's try that again. right where it needs to go. It's just a matter of getting it up and into the hole. I'm happy with it though. That's how it's done. Sometimes you just gotta manhandle stuff. Less thinking, more smacking with a hammer, you know what I mean? There's rarely a time where hitting something aggressively ever works out. That was one of them. So the screws that I'm using right now are just a traditional 3-inch exterior wood screw. A T25 if you're familiar. Structurally, these things aren't the best, but they work. I like putting stuff up with them, especially in areas where I don't want to sit and blast a nailer all day. I stuck a screw right here. I have one here that's set and ready to go. Sometimes you just gotta work smarter. We're just gonna nice and flush. Now it's not going anywhere. So that's gonna be as far as we go on that today. I need to redo the joist in here, but I don't wanna shuffle stuff around. I'm sick of moving one thing from one room to the next. One of our very next steps that we need to take is we need to go out to the backyard. We're finally getting outside, it'll be nice. We're gonna go out to the back, we're gonna cut the skirting off the side of the house over here, expose it all, and see what it's gonna take for us to have to structurally repair this back section. When I bought this house, the back end of it was sloping around 3 to 4 inches, and that was one of the big selling points was, you know, this house is structurally settling and it's no good. All right, well, structurally settling sounds like fun. So what I wanna do is go out back and figure out what it's gonna take for us to lift all of that up back to level. But let's not waste too much time. I am dripping sweat inside, so I would much prefer going outside. Let's go check out what we got out there, open up that skirting, get in the crawl space, see if there's a way that we think we could fix this by myself. And we'll go from there. To close out the day, we'll hop back in here, wrap up this insulation. My favorite thing to do when it's 95 and I'm dripping sweat is insulation. I don't know about you guys, but it's a great feeling, nothing better. Seems like a lot of people don't understand the layout of this house. If you're unsure of how this house lays out, my front door is right here. My kitchen is on this back wall here. My living room is right to my right. But off of here, I don't want a deck. This is my driveway. This is where I plan to park. So now as you walk down the side of my shipping container, we have the back door which takes you into the area where all my insulation is at. So on this side of the building, we have dining room, kitchen, and living. There's nowhere to put a deck unless I put it off of the back of the dining and wrapped it somehow miraculously all the way around the back of the property. Let me show you what I mean. So without getting out the drone, this is the easiest way for me to show you. Shipping container back there. Area of the house that I currently need to lift up about 3 to 4 or 5 inches, right here. Barely enough room to get a tractor through, right here. This deck here is gonna come off of the corner to here. That's it. Barely at all. Enough to fit a little hot tub and that's it. Come out to here, come over, and it's gonna return right here. Now let's go back to doing what we were doing. Check out this underside and see how bad the damage is and what it's gonna take to fix it. Now before I can continue doing really anything, I need to take all this off. Oh, I don't think that's that hard. All this stuff's just floating. Now one of the bigger things on my list to do here is fix this foundation. This here was a post and pier add-on. This was originally like a deck. Funny, right? A deck off the kitchen. Probably looked really good. Somebody at some point in time converted this covered deck into living space. So now we've got the pantry in there, we've got the dining room. But for decades now, in this dirt, you can see this moving. This is what's holding up the end of the house. How good of a job do you think it's doing? Now, I wanted to open this up and see exactly what I was dealing with. It isn't anything more than I expected. You can see shims on top of this post, but this post is sitting on top of dirt. This area needs attention before I can sheet the floor in there, before I can insulate, frame my walls, do my drywall, pretty much all of it, right? It's important. I have these two piers under here. I can go off existing. So what I'll do is I'll put my jack here on a good solid base, lift this beam up, do the same thing on this side over here, bring it up to level, and then replace that post. Replace this post, replace the one down there. It'll be sitting on the old piers, but with new posts. And that'll get me long enough to where I can get in here, dig down a good 24 inches, put in a footing all the way up underneath this. Ideally, the way this finishes out, so we have a stem wall to about here. I'll put plates up to here. And that's what the framing will sit on, is a solid foundation. That answers my question. You can see the posts here, sitting on little piers. That is not right either. The way they built this deck, they just attached right to the side of the existing building. So I'm gonna have to do something structural over there to repair that, because I can't leave it like that. But that's my plan. I'll lift off of about here, down to the ground, swap that post out right there, do the same thing here, once more down here. It's currently 4:30 and I don't have all that much time left in the day. I'm gonna have to strip the rest of this in the next episode, get 2 jacks under here, slowly lift the house up carefully. I'm doing it by myself, so it's gonna be a lot of slow lifting, go back inside and check it. Slow lifting, go back inside and check it. It's not gonna be an easy process, but we're gonna make it happen. When a building could potentially fall on top of me from lifting it up structurally, that's exciting. You have to move with precision, you have to move with purpose. And that's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna talk you guys through the whole entire thing, and if you guys have a situation like this, I'll show you exactly how to fix it and make it better. That works for that bay. Win-win, man. I love that. I've had the hardest time trying to show you guys just how quiet this room really is. I have a lav mic on my neck. That's what you guys listen to me all day on. And wherever I go, if that's in the room next to us, you're gonna be able to hear me perfectly fine. But when you step inside this room, it is quiet. Everything just, it's amazing. Now, why exactly does that happen? How does mineral wool insulation work? A traditional insulation is a fiberglass product, and it's like cotton candy. It's very fluffy, right? Whereas the mineral wool insulation, such as this thermofiber from Owens Corning, is a dense pack product. That is very, very thick. It doesn't compress all that easy. When sound comes through a wall into this insulation, all the fibers in here creates friction and actually generates heat, and it stops the sound transmission from this side going out this side. That's why mineral wool insulation like this is such a popular choice to deaden sound from room to room. There's a handful of ways to do it, but this insulation right here cuts down on a ton of it. So if you hear me talking from right here, I'm talking directly into the microphone, and then I continue talking around the corner of the room, you can no longer hear me, or if you can, it's very little whatsoever. And I'm going to continue talking as I come back around this corner. This stuff is so dense packed in here that by the time sound enters the wall, because sound travels with vibration, in case you didn't know, sound isn't just some miraculous magic. Sound is vibrating through here to the outside of there, same way that we can hear the siren outside. What the mineral wool insulation here is doing is stopping that vibration and limiting it. It's not able to get through it so easy. But I've got a DB tester on the way. I'm going to show you guys exactly how this stuff works. This room is bulletproof and I'm super happy with it. Even though I still have an opening here and I still have the window here, it is quieter and I can tell. I left 2 bays in here. This one here and this one here. I need to redo this pipe. I need to cut it down at the base, run it back up brand new. And this one here, I've got this in the way and a couple blocks. I need to cut those out, get rid of all of it, but we're wrapped up. I'm happy, I'm content, and it came out good.
I used to overthink everything, wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing. Then I became a dad, twice. And now I've got 2 little girls watching my every move. They don't care if I'm tired. They don't care if I'm scared. They just want to see that I kept going. So that's what I do. I keep moving, even when it's hard. Because one day, when life hits them, and it will, I want them to remember that Dad didn't wait for perfect. He showed up anyway. And if you take anything away from these videos, let it be this: don't wait for perfect. It'll never come. Show up anyway. Someone out there, even if you don't think so, is watching how you carry the weight. So with that said, keep learning, keep building, and I'll see you in the next one.